And as concerns about this crisis in Ukraine continue to strengthen, many are left wondering why this invasion happened now and what the future will look like. Carmela Karcher is live at our News First Satellite Center with this part of our coverage tonight. Carmela.
Olivia, I had the chance to talk with a political science professor from College of the Desert to get a better understanding about what is happening in Eastern Europe. He discussed the reasons why the U.S. is not sending troops and the fear of how this invasion could cause a global humanitarian crisis. This was the sound that was heard across the capital of Ukraine this morning. But many are wondering, why did Russia decide to invade now? I asked Tony Clerk, a political science professor at College of the Desert.
Democracy is on the move. Democracy is, like I said, moving eastward towards Russia, and it really scares Vladimir Putin. If you look at a map, if Ukraine becomes a part of NATO, then you're going to see NATO countries pretty much from the United States up to Iceland, throughout Western Europe, Central Europe, and now Eastern Ukraine. So this scares Vladimir Putin. He pretty much didn't want to wait for Ukraine to join NATO, and he just decided to just go in preemptively.
In today's speech, Putin said that Russia would not stay militarily in Ukraine. So if he's correct, Clerk thinks it is very likely that Putin will topple the existing Ukrainian government and install a puppet regime friendly to Russia's foreign policies. Currently, U.S. troops will not be sent to Ukraine, but the U.S. and other NATO countries have been aiding them with top-of-the-line weapons, hardware, and rockets. And Clerk says this is the right move.
One, do Americans want to have U.S. troops dying in Eastern Europe? And two, Ukraine is not a part of NATO. There's no military obligations for us to intervene. Russia has a huge nuclear arsenal, as we do. And like President Biden said, this could potentially be a world war if U.S. troops and Russian troops start shooting at each other.
But although this invasion is only a few days in, Clerk is worried this might turn into a humanitarian crisis.
It's very alarming. Ukrainians are fleeing. They're clogging the roads. They're heading east. They're heading to Poland, Romania. There's a lot of talks of a humanitarian crisis as hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians could potentially flood into the European Union. But one thing's for sure is that Russian troops are very powerful, very formidable military. I fear for the Ukrainians.
But how will this affect us locally? Clerk said the main change we will see is even higher gas and oil prices in the valley and across the country. Live in the Satellite Center, Carmela Karcher, NBC Palm Springs, News First.